Hey guys, welcome to the channel. As you see in the thumbnail, what if Naruto had Kurama as his Zanpukto and Harem 1? Before I start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe my channel and like this video. Go support and follow the Tankerman for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. Let's start this video. The forces of Stone, Cloud, Sound, Mist, Grass and the Akatsuki, with over 200,000 men being ninja, civilians, guards and samurais. Leading them is the 5th and 6th cages of Cloud, Mist and Stone. Orochimaru stands atop of Manda. Madara Uchiha, Itachi Uchiha, Kisame Hoshigaki, Deidara, Tobi, Pain, Konan and Tobi of Akatsuki beside him. On the lone hill stands the 18-year-old 6th Hokage Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. Vessel of the Kyuubi. Student of Kakashi Hatake, Tsunade and Jiraiya. The adopted son of Tsunade. Wearing a black baggy shirt and black cargo pants. Wearing battle armor similar to the 3rd Hokage's. His untamed blonde spiky hair trails down his spine. With white gloves with a picture of a skull with black flames around them and purple flames in their eyes. He wears a black cape with a picture of a 9-tailed fox on his back surrounded by destruction. At the bottom of the cape are white, purple, red, blue and green flames. Up both arms is medical tape and also black chains. On his back is a black claymore, and by his left and right waist are white Daido's Japanese long swords with black broken chains attached to the end. He has kunai and shuriken holsters attached to his legs. Inside his cape are hundreds of kunai and shuriken as well. He wears black shades covering his cerulean blue eyes. Flashback. Naruto prepares to leave for battle, but the others stop him. Naruto-kun, you can't do this alone, shouts his lavender-haired wife to be Hinata Hyuga. Hinata Hyuga, I must go by myself. I do not want any of you to get hurt, especially you, said Naruto. Hinata runs over to him and she cries in his arms. Neji walks over along with the other rookies. I won't let you go. I love you, shouts Hinata. Naruto sighs before he knocks her out. I know my Hyuga, I just hope I survive so that we can raise our baby. Take Hinata with you and leave now. Sasuke, Choji, Kiba, Shino, Shikamaru, Ino, Sakura, Tenten, Lee, I want you to look after Konoha if I don't survive. Kakashi and the other Jounin walk over along with Tsunade, Shizune and Jiraiya. Naruto walks over to Jiraiya. Jiraiya, Tsunade, Kakashi-sensei, I entrust the evacuation of Konoha to you three. Guy, Kurenai, Anko, Asuma, I want you three to help the civilians back their things, said Naruto. Konohamaru races over with tears. Naruto-ni-san, don't go please. Sorry Konohamaru. I must, but please do what everyone says, please. I entrust you to be my successor if I don't come back. Konohamaru nods as Naruto smiles to them all. I leave now and hope I can defeat them. But if I don't, I only hope that I can bring down their numbers just enough for the leaf, sand and waterfall to be able to bring them down, said Naruto. Then the blonde leaves in a swirl of purple flames. Then flashback. Cuckoo, so the 6th Hokage graces us with his presence, said Orochimaru. Naruto glares at Orochimaru before drawing his white Japanese long swords. Today you all die, shouts Naruto. Flames engulf both swords as he rushes forward. The enemy charges while the cages and Akatsuki stand back. Naruto cuts through Sound, Cloud, Stone, Grass and Mist ninja, along with the civilian with no remorse. Naruto summons 1,000 Shadows clones, each with their weapons drawn, and start exploding and cutting down the enemy. Wave after wave comes before the blonde. Blood staining his clothing and blades. Shuriken in his shoulders. Blood dripping to the ground. A rib cracked and one even broken. His hair becoming blood red. Kisame smirks before running at the blonde while the other Akatsuki members sigh at their swordsman comrade. Kisame swings his giant sword and hits Naruto on the shoulder, breaking it, but it instantly heals. The two fight off in a one-on-one battle. Naruto kicks the man in the chin. Kisame curses out loud as he swings Samehada. Naruto rolls out of the way before trying to sweep Kisame off his legs. Kisame jumps back before swinging Samehada. Naruto rolls to the side before sheathing his swords. Naruto starts a stream of hand signs. Raiden. Surge, shouts Naruto. Lightning strikes the blonde Hokage. It surges throughout his entire body. Kisame goes for upward strike. Naruto blocks the sword, sending electricity through it and into Kisame. The fishman yells in pain. Kisame starts his own hand signs. Suiten Baku Sashauha, water style. Bursting water collision waves, shouts Kisame before he spurts water from his gullet to cover the field. Even drowning his alias in the process. That was a bad move, Kisame, shouts Naruto as the fishman's alias try to get out of the water. Naruto starts more hand signs. Raiden. Dragon bombs, shouts Naruto. A dragon head made of electricity appear next and starts launching balls of electricity at the water. Kisame's eyes widen as he jumps out of the water. The bombs hit and the electricity is sent throughout the water, shocking those that were too slow to get out. You doomed your own comrades, Kisame, said Naruto. The blonde draws the black claymore and runs forward. Kisame blocks the blonde's attack. Naruto's sword spark with electricity that electrocutes the fish man. Oh yeah, by the way. Raiden. Surge, it's a jutsu that will remain until I deactivate it. And whenever I attack the opponent, electricity will flow from me into your body. Electrocuting you. Bastard, shouts Kisame. It'll let you know my parents were married when they hit me, said Naruto. The blonde runs forward and punches the fish man along with electrocuting him. Naruto sheaths his claymore and starts doing some hand signs to finish this battle. Raiden. Chain blade jutsu, whispers Naruto. The chain on his right arm flies into the sky while the end wraps around Naruto's hand. The beginning of the chain then flies at Kisame and stabs him through the chest. Kisame yells in pain as the chain wraps around his body. Lightning strikes the chain, causing electricity to shock Kisame. Lightning forms around Naruto's hands and flies up his arm. Naruto runs forward. He thrusts his arm forward and his hand plunges into Kisame's chest, just where the chain went through. The chain then unwraps and rips out of the man's chest. Naruto pulls out his arm before drawing the black claymore and cuts off the fish man's head. More shinobi run at Naruto, who cuts them in two. Naruto grabs the chain and summons his chakra. The chakra surges through the chain. Suddenly purple flames engulf the chain and Naruto starts swinging it. When the chain hits someone, they turn to ash. Naruto runs forward, spinning the chain, turning people to ash. Naruto runs at Orochimaru with hate. Orochimaru, for killing Iruka-sensei and trying to assassinate Hinata Haim, and for killing my other precious people. You die today, shouts Naruto as Kyuubi's chakra engulfs him. Naruto gets on all fours as the red chakra forms into a fox outline as two tails shoot out from the blonde spine. His eyes become blood red with black cat-like slits for pupils. Black lines appear around his eyes similar to Gaara's. His nails lengthen to claws, his teeth turn to fangs. His jaw locks back as he roars. The blonde's whiskers darken and become thicker. His lips become black. Naruto runs forward with blinding speed and throws the chain at Orochimaru, who bats it away, only to be punched by the Kyuubified blonde, electrocuting him too. Naruto roars as he starts swinging his claws at Orochimaru, who summons Kusanagi, the grass cutter. Orochimaru starts to block Naruto's attacks. But the problem is he gets electrocuted every time he blocks. Just then the third tail grows. Naruto roars, yells as he runs at Orochimaru and punches him in the jaw, sending him flying through the air. Naruto runs after Orochimaru only to be blocked by Deidara and Tobi. Naruto roars in a fit of rage as he summons a giant amount of demon chakra. The chakra appears in the air looking like tails. The chakra sends the wind blowing everywhere hard. The chakra causes the wind to feel like it burns. Trees collapse as the grass and dirt below him is blown away. Many of the enemy are sent flying. Suddenly the fourth tail starts to grow. His skin starts to peel away. Blood vessel floats into the chakra and pop. The chakra turns black. The chakra consumes Naruto as his jaw locks back. Nails and fangs grow longer. His fangs piece his lips, making blood spray everywhere. A black ball of chakra surrounds the blonde Jinchuriki. Suddenly the chakra starts to float away. Then there stands a miniature four-tailed black Kyuubi. Its eyes look like the light. The miniature fox roars. Its mouth wide open. Inside is nothing but light. Suddenly hands fly out of the ground and attack the Akatsuki members. Deidara curses as he is thrown into the ground. The miniature Kyuubi appears in front of Deidara. The blonde curses and summons a clay bird. The clay bird explodes but does nothing. Deidara summons another bird, but this time it's bigger. Deidara jumps onto the bird. Naruto runs after Deidara, only to be blocked by a ball of fire from Tobi. Deidara drops a clay bomb that looks like an owl. The bomb explodes after hitting Naruto. But it does nothing at all. Deidara curses as a giant hand flies after him. Deidara flies at Naruto while avoiding the hands that come at him. Deidara jumps off as his bird explodes in front of Naruto. The blonde Jinchuriki is sent flying backwards. But suddenly Naruto appears in front of Deidara. Naruto plunges his claw into Deidara's chest and rips out the blonde Akatsuki heart before he destroys it. Tobi runs at Naruto and preforms the Kaiten. Housenkan no Jutsu, Fire Style. Mythical Fire Phoenix. The Kyuubified Naruto rolls out of the way but into another fire technique. Kaiten. Fire Dragon bombs, shouts Itachi as he launches a stream of powerful flames at Naruto from behind. Naruto preforms his own hand signs. Oten. Mud wall, whispers Naruto. The blonde spurts mud from his mouth. The mud forms into a hardened wall of mud held by chakra. Tobi runs at Naruto with kunai drawn only to have his head impaled on a tail. Itachi, Konan and Pain run at Naruto as a fifth tail grows. Purple flames surround the miniature fox as the Uchiha runs at him with the Mangekyo Sharingan active. Itachi looks Naruto in the eye and uses the Tsukiyomi. The two appear in Itachi's mind. The Kyuubified Naruto tied to a cross. For the next 24 hours Aisha starts Itachi, but a deep demonic laughter is heard. The Kyuubi appears behind Naruto as the sixth tail grows. Fool. My vessel can destroy your jutsu, shouts Kyuubi. Naruto roars as he starts thrashing about, preforming one-handed signs. Demon style. Hell's illusion level 3, shouts Naruto. Naruto disappears as Itachi is thrown into the pits of hell. Itachi is chained to a wall as the Shukaku Ichibi appears. For the next 24 hours, Uchiha. I shall rip you to shreds before you move on, shouts Ichibi as he starts torturing the Uchiha in the pits of hell. 72 hours later, Itachi appears in the real world, panting and sweating. After being tortured by Ichibi for 24 hours, he was tortured by Nibi and Sanbi each for 24 hours. The Kyuubified Naruto sits and stares as Konan throws some paper shuriken at Naruto. But a wall of black flames appears and burns the paper. Konan curses at her luck. Pain draws blood and preforms a summoning jutsu. Fuchius no Jutsu Giant Ram whispers pain. The missing nin from Rain slams his palm on the ground. Underneath him appears a giant ram. The ram runs at Naruto, who smirks as he rolls to the side and cuts the ram along the leg. Naruto then launches a chakra blast at the ram. The giant summon dodges. The summon tosses Naruto into the air. The blonde holds both palms in front of himself and summons a giant Rasengan about the size of Gamakichi after the 2.5 times skip. Taodama Rasengan, ultra big ball spiraling sphere, shouts Naruto. He slams the Rasengan into the summon. Naruto rips through the summon, killing it in the process. Pain goes to summon another creature, but his head is blown off by a blast of raw chakra as the seventh tail grows. The Kyuubified Naruto starts to grow in size. Become twice the size he was before. Konan and Itachi run at the Kyuubified Naruto. Konan throws a barrage of paper shuriken and kunai. While Itachi preforms Amaterasu, a black fire that burns for 7 days and 7 nights. The Kyuubified Naruto launches a wave of demonic chakra that destroys the flames and all the shuriken and kunai. The two Akatsuki members start to tremble as the eighth tail is formed. The Kyuubified Naruto starts to yell as it holds its head. The ninth tail then grows where Naruto and Kyuubi begin to fight over control. Before they can even blink, Itachi and Konan and turn to ash as the Kyuubified Naruto roars and its hands are engulfed in black flames. Fireblade. Double burst, mentally thinks the Kyuubified Naruto. The miniature Kyuubi rushes forward and destroys everything in his path. The snake boss Manda attacks the Kyuubified Naruto. The Kyuubified Naruto hits the snake in the chin before jumping up and bringing its right arm upon the snake. The flames of the jutsu burns Manda alive. To finish the boss snake. The Kyuubified Naruto launches a giant black flame at the snake boss. Manda screams in pain as he is turned to ash. The Kyuubified Naruto turns to Orochimaru and Madara. You killed Iruka-sensei, Old Man Hokage, Kankuro, Temari, Yujito Nai, Gaara and Old Man Ichiraku. You killed my precious people, said the Kyuubified Naruto. Naruto appears in front of Madara. Naruto wraps his tails around Madara and forms a black Rasengan. Those that were they could have sworn they heard roaring that day. The roaring of dragons. Demonic release. Rasengan 5, 10,000 dragons, whispers Naruto as he plunges the Rasengan into Madara. Black chakra starts to appear through Madara's chakra system and veins. The chakra starts to drain the Uchiha before concentrating to one place. The chakra explodes but stops. The chakra looks like it's being sucked in when it implodes on Madara. It would have killed the first Uchiha, but he turned to mud. Madara appears behind the Kyuubified Naruto and prepares to slice him in half. But Naruto grabs the sword and breaks it in two. Black lightning forms up the blonde's arms. Demonic blade level 5, 10,000 wolves, whispers the Kyuubified Naruto. The entire area is filled by the howling of thousands of wolves. Naruto plunges his arm through the Uchiha's head. Naruto then brings his arm down, slicing the Uchiha in two. Orochimaru grins before biting his thumbs and performing some hand signs. Summoning jutsu. Reanimation, shouts Orochimaru. The snake Sannin slams his hands on the ground as coffins appear. Out of them appear the fourth Hokage with his wife, Haku, Zabuza, Kankuro, third Hokage, Iruka, Kankuro, Temari, Gaara and Yujito Nai, vessel of Nibi. Team. You dare bring them back to life. Ill kills you, shouts Naruto. It's about time I took over, said Kyuubi. Naruto screams in pain as the ninth tail fully grows and Kyuubi takes full control. Ha 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 he he he. It seems I can finally kill the bastard that sealed me away, shouts Kyuubi before he incinerates Haku and Zabuza. Kyuubi then rips apart Kushina, Uzumaki and Iruka. Inside, Naruto is crying, yelling at Kyuubi to stop. Kyuubi then takes out Kankuro and Temari, followed by Gaara and Yujito Nai. The third summons a wall of mud, but Kyuubi rips through it and obliterates the third. So Kyuubi, before we begin, you mind telling me about my son's life, asks Minato as he stops Orochimaru from putting in the kunai. Minato, you should be proud of the kid, he's now the 6th Hokage. And he is going to have a son to carry on the Namikaze and Uzumaki name. But enough chat, it's about time I destroy you with my own hands and then kill the one who forced me to attack Konoha, said Kyuubi. Minato nods as Orochimaru plunges the kunai in. Minato runs forward and summons the Rasengan. Minato thrusts the attack forward. Kyuubi summons 11 of his own. Minato smirks as he thrusts the Rasengan forward only to be sent back by Kyuubi's own. Minato pulls out a 3-pronged kunai and starts throwing them before he starts flashing around Kyuubi. "Fool, this trick is useless," shouts Kyuubi, sending a wave of chakra around him mixed with flames. Minato is sent backwards as his arm is badly burnt. Minato preforms the Katen Kakakyu no Jutsu and launches a giant fireball at Kyuubi. The fox laughs as he summons a wall of mud. "Fool, I have control over all the elements," shouts Kyuubi as he runs forward. Kyuubi swings his claws, taking a chunk of flesh from Minato. Kyuubi starts pounding on the fourth, who flashes away and forms a Rasengan. Minato gets Kyuubi in the back, but it does nothing. "You're getting boring. Whatever happened to the man who defeated me? I shall end this now," said Kyuubi before he appears in front Minato and blows him away with a blast of raw chakra. Kyuubi looks at Orochimaru as chakra and blood particles appear in front of him. Kyuubi opens wide. Kyuubi then focus the chakra and blood into a ball in his mouth. His tails surround the ball and channels more chakra and put more blood into it. Orochimaru curses and summons his ultimate defense, the Rashomon. He summons 3 giant gates. Kyuubi eats the ball and expands like a balloon before releasing it as a full blast. The blast eliminates the gates and hits Orochimaru. Orochimaru screams in pain as he had blown to bit. The cages of cloud, stone and mist run at Kyuubi, only to be ripped to shreds. The forces of sound, cloud, stone, grass and mist run at the Kyuubi. The chakra starts to leave Naruto's body, his wounds healing as he yells in pain. But before the chakra completely leaves, it releases a giant wave of blood-red chakra around Naruto, sending the enemy back. Naruto pants as he picks himself up. "Now time to finish this," said Naruto before drawing both his Japanese long swords. Naruto releases all his chakra and gravity weights along with seals. Naruto disappears. Suddenly blood shoots into the air as the enemy is cut down. "There is only one of you and over 300,000 of us. Ranging from shinobi rank genin to Anbu captain. Low-level samurais to masters. Civilians as well, along with the supreme guards of the daimyo," said a jounin only to have his head sliced off. "I think I can manage," said Naruto before he starts cutting through the enemy, trying his best to reduce his numbers. "I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. The 6th Hokage, and I will protect my village, precious people and loved ones," shouts Naruto as he starts receiving wounds. More of the enemy is cut down, but it does nothing to help the blonde now with his hair stained blood red completely. The blood-red-haired blonde starts cutting down the enemy over and over, receiving wounds after wounds. "I will not let you reach Konoha. Now, not ever," shouts Naruto as he forms clones to help, but they too are cut down. A kunai punctures his lungs, making him yell in pain. Shuriken ripped through his arms and tendons. "I must win." Naruto keeps attacking as Kyuubi heals his wounds as best as he can. But Naruto receives wounds aimed at his major arteries. Naruto jumps into the air, breathing hard, sheathing his blades, and draws 8 shuriken and throws them before doing hand signs. "Grand Mass Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu," shouts Naruto. The 8 shuriken become 80,000 and rip through tendons, cutting flesh and killing those that are not able to block. Naruto lands on the ground panting before Hiround Hasu kicks a Chunin with a chakra enforced kick. Naruto then channels his and Kyuubi's chakra into his fist and slams into the ground and releases the chakra. The ground slips open and the enemy falls in. Naruto draws blood and starts doing hand signs. "Kuchius no Jutsu Ryu, summoning Jutsu." Dragon, whispers Naruto before he slams his palm on the ground. Naruto starts to lose consciousness from chakra exhaustion. But Kyuubi rebuilds his storages. Naruto rises into the air, standing on the form of a long black summon. The summons has 2 long whiskers, one on each side of its face. With yellow eyes. The summon has horns on his head. With claws, 1 each of its 4 feet. On its back are 2 giant black wings. The summon has 6 tails. With spikes along it. It has scales along its long form. "Good to see you again, Mangetsu, full moon," said Naruto. "Pleasure, master. Now let's show these fools what a dragon can do," shouts Mangetsu as he takes flight and launches a fireball at the enemy. Killing 10 in one shot. Mangetsu flies through the skies, launching fireball after fireball. Mangetsu lands and swings his tail, sending the enemy flying before stomping on some more. Mangetsu eats the enemy as well, filling up his belly. The dragon breathes in before releasing a long stream of flames, burning the ground and anyone in its path. The dragon sweeps more into the air and impales others with its spikes. The dragon roars and launches fireball after fireball again and again. Master, I'm running out of chakra. "I only have enough for one last attack," shouts Mangetsu. Naruto nods before he starts doing some hand signs. Mangetsu breathes in. Pain. Ultimate techniques. Demonic fire stream jutsu, shouts Naruto before breathing in. Naruto launches a giant stream of purple flames, while Manjutsu launches a giant stream of black flames. The two jutsus engulf each other and wipe out over 1,000 of the enemy. Manjutsu goes up in smoke and Naruto lands on the ground panting. The enemy stab Naruto with shuriken and kunai along with their other weapons. The blonde jumps back and curses. Before doing 80 quick hand signs. Raiden. Deadly lightning strike, shouts Naruto. Lightning engulfs both his arms before he holds them out and releases the lightning. It flies at the enemy and starts to burn them. The lightning kills over 1,000 of the enemy by itself. But the lightning also burns Naruto's arms, turning them black. Naruto curses. I must use that double-edged sword technique of mine, but first I'm going to show them the final stage of the Rasengan, said Naruto. The blonde leaps into the air. Naruto raises both hands after landing on a branch. Naruto forms a Rasengan as big as Gamabunta. Taodama Rasengan Daibakuha Bomb, ultra big ball spiraling sphere, great exploding bomb, shouts Naruto as he channels Kyuubi's chakra into the giant Rasengan, increasing its size even more. But the ball starts to shrink as Naruto loses control. I must throw it now. Naruto tosses the ball to the ground. It starts to crush the enemy, killing them by pure chakra before exploding, sending chakra waves everywhere that rips everyone apart. He manages to bring them down to 186,000. Naruto smirks as Kyuubi restores his reserves. He then starts running around the army doing a quick stream of hands. Naruto doing the best he can to keep standing as shuriken rip through his shirt and cape, turning them to rags. His blood along the ground. After 10 minutes he has done over 500 before stopping at 530. Naruto curses with pain after finishing. Time to finish this once and for all, shouts Naruto. Raiden. Grim lightning phoenix jutsu, screams Naruto. Suddenly lightning engulfs him fully. The lightning hits the ground and sends electricity through the ground. The lightning forms into a phoenix before it expands and flies into the air before diving into the ground. The phoenix explodes, sending a giant wave of electricity throughout the area. The electricity shocks every single person within the army. The electricity being of such high voltage kills everyone it touches. The enemy tries to escape, but it's useless. The jutsu catches them as hundreds of smaller lightning phoenixes appear and start to kill the enemy. It's useless. And no 01cc can he escape this J jutsu. Its R range is unlimited, said Naruto weakly as he too is shocked by the electricity, but not as strongly, but it still causes him great pain. As the enemy is killed off, a rift opens underneath Naruto and sucks him in. As the darkness consumes Naruto, the last thing he sees is himself falling to the ground. As he comes to the darkness he feels great pain in his body and the dark figure of an 11-year-old girl. When the Konoha shinobi arrive on the scene of the massacre of the army, Hinata and Neji search for Naruto. Hinata gasps in pain as she collapses onto the ground crying. Her father comforts her. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. The 6th Hokage of Konoha. Student of Tsunade and Jiraiya of the Sannin and the copycat ninja Kakashi Haddock, said Sasuke Uchiha. Sakura cries in his arms. Sasuke lets a few tears flow down his face as he thanks his friend for bringing him home 2 years ago. Everyone else starts to cry as well. Along with the other shinobi there. Tsunade cries in Jiraiya's arms. Naruto, I understand why you didn't let us help. You didn't want us to die. Naruto, I was proud to have you as my student. I hope you rest in peace. My student and friend, said Jiraiya. Kakashi nods and says the same thing. Tsunade cries and cries for her now dead son. Naruto shouts Hinata in pain. Hiashi picks up his daughter and he too lets a few tears escape his eyes. Naruto, I will keep Hinata safe for you. My to have been son-in-law, said Hiashi before everyone walks back to Konoha to prepare the funeral and to tell the village of the bad news of their dead Rakudame Hokage. During the funeral, Ino cries her eyes out in the gentle hands of Choji, who comforts her. Shikamaru lets tears stream down his face. Kiba cries as well. Shino says a pray for his lost friend and Hokage. Tenten cries as well, same as Lee. Kurenai cries in Asuma's hands. Anko cries in the hands of Kakashi. Naruto was a friend to her. The two always spent time with each other. There Anko-san, I'm sure that wherever Naruto is he will look over the village, said Kakashi. Anko nods as she cries her eyes out. I looks at Kakashi, who sighs. It is indeed a sad day for Konoha. We have lost another Hokage. But he died to protect his village and precious people. His loved one, said Guy. Konohamaru cries same as Mogi and Yuden. Ibisu says a silent prayer like Shino did. Naruto, you chose me as your successor. Do not worry bro, when I am old enough I will take care of the village. I promise. So don't fret, the village is safe with me, said Konohamaru as he cries for his best friend, teacher and Hokage. Naruto cracks open his eyelids. Naruto sits up in a warm hospital bed with medical tape wrapped around his chest. He still has his pants on, still, thank God. To his right is a bag full of shuriken and kunai that was in his cape and shuriken and kunai holsters. Along with those few shuriken and kunai in him thanks to the enemy. On a rack are Naruto's torn shirt and cape. Naruto sighs as he stands up. Naruto groans with pain. His arms are completely wrapped in new medical tape. The blonde walks out of the room where he hears the sound of voices. "Morning, Ichigo," said the first. Naruto hears the sound of someone hitting the floor. "Is this how you welcome your own son first thing in the morning?" said another voice. "Hey, stop the fighting, you two fight. Just come over here and eat your breakfast," said a sweet feminine voice. "Let them fight. Besides, it means more for me," said a fourth that sounded like a girl. "That's not very nice, Karen," said the girl known as Yuzu. Naruto walks into the room. In front of him are two girls. Both 11. The first has brown hair wearing a dress with a headband in her hair. The other is a girl with short black hair wearing a blue cap. She wears a white t-shirt and black shorts. Naruto looks to his right. The first he sees is a boy around 15 with spiky orange hair and brown eyes. He wears a white t-shirt with a blue tie and gray jeans. The other is in his 40s. He has short black hair wearing a Hawaii shirt and black track pants with a white trench coat. "It seems our guest is awake," said Karen as she looks at Naruto. The others look at Naruto, who smiles sheepishly. When the guy that was on the floor gets up and walks over. "You should have been for at least 4 months, not 1. Kurosaki-isan," said the man. "Namikaze Uzumaki," Naruto replies. Naruto. "This is kind of awkward, but can you tell me where I am?" asks Naruto. "Harakura Town, Japan," said Ichigo. Naruto looks at the guy. Ichigo has a frown on his face. "So I'm not in Konoha anymore," mutters Naruto under his breath, thinking no one heard him, but he was wrong. Ichigo hears his mutter and frowns. "Ah no. Would you like something to eat?" asks Karen. Naruto gives the girl a smile. "Sure, I'm starving." Naruto sits down and groans in pain. Everyone stares at him, but he smiles. Yuzu puts a plate in front of him. Naruto picks up some chopsticks. "I did Akamasu," shouts Naruto before he starts to eat. "You know, when I was looking at your wounds, you had severe burns to your arms. Your arms had electricity that remained from being struck by lightning or from electrocution that kept sparking at different points of time. You had those stars and knives in you. One hit a lung, it took everything I had to fix it. Not to mention that I had to get that blood out of your hair to stitch up an opening at the back of your head. You had 5 broken ribs, a broken arm, 3 broken fingers and toes too. Your tendons had been cut as well," said Isan as he reads from a chart. "And to be honest, I thought it would take you 4 months to heal you." "I healed quickly," said Naruto with a smile. Naruto returns to his food. "Fox, you there?" asks Naruto. "Yeah, kid. Man, those guys really gave you a beating. It took me quite a while to heal your wounds. But with that Isan guy helping, it helped a lot. But I'm just glad you alive." "Sounds like you care." "Of course I do. You're my vessel and a friend. We've been together for 18 years, haven't we?" "Yeah, we have, Kyuubi." Naruto continues to eat. The others leave except Yuzu, who stares at Naruto. Naruto smiles at the girl. "So Yuzu right?" asks Naruto. Yuzu nods. "I was wondering if you mind showing me around town when I'm better." "Sure," replies Yuzu before she walks off to do the dishes. Naruto sighs before he disappears into the wind. Naruto appears at a closed construction site. "I should summon Gamakichi and ask him to tell everyone I'm not dead," said Naruto. The blonde casts a genjutsu before drawing blood and doing a set of hand signs. "Guchius no jutsu," Toad whispers. Naruto. The blonde slams his palm on the ground and rises into the air. Underneath him is a giant toad with a blue guy. "BB bro," stutters Gamakichi. Naruto smiles and waves as he leaps down in front of his friend. Naruto grunts in pain as he opens up a wound. Blood covers his bandages. "Everyone thought you were dead," said Gamakichi. "Well, I was fighting against the enemy. I used the Raiden. Grim Phoenix. I killed them all and was sent here. Don't ask me how, bro. I don't even know that. But I have a theory," said Naruto. "My guess would be that my chakra combined with that of Kyuubi's was so strong from when I used all 9 tails that my jutsu pierced open a rift through time and space, which sucked me in and sent me here," said Naruto. Gamakichi nods. "Well, bro, I got to go and tell everyone. But before I do, want me to give a message?" asks the toad. Naruto nods and pulls out the summoning contracts for the dragons and foxes. Naruto then pulls out 4 more scrolls along with 4 vials of blood. "Yeah, give those contracts to Hinata, Tsunade, Jiraiya and Kakashi, want them to sign them. The first scroll is for Hinata. When she puts a bit of my blood from those vials on, it will open. Then she puts more on and some more scrolls will appear. One is a message for her. The second scroll you have to put blood on as well. Hundreds of scrolls will appear. The scrolls have every jutsu I have learned or created on them. The third is a scroll of taijutsu and the fourth a scroll on kenjutsu. I don't know when I'll be back, but I want our son to learn his father jutsu same as Hinata. The others are letters for my senseis and some jutsus too. For Tsunade a list of med, taijutsu and genjutsu, Jiraiya ninjutsu and taijutsu also genjutsu. For Kakashi it has ninjutsu, kenjutsu and taijutsu. Said Naruto before pulling out another scroll and another vial of blood. I may have only known Yamoto for a while, but that scroll has a letter and a list of wood element jutsus. Give him that scroll. To everyone else tell them that I entrust Konoha to them. Also tell everyone that they are allowed to learn jutsus from my scrolls, but anything above S or anything forbidden, said Naruto. The blonde hands Gamakichi the items. The toad nods before he disappears. Naruto sighs. I should summon a fox and a dragon, said Naruto. The blonde draws blood and starts doing some hand signs. Uchius no Jutsu Kitsune, shouts Naruto before slamming his palm on the ground. In front of him stands a fox that is 5 times taller than a human. The fox has red fur with 7 tails. With yellow eyes. Onwa, gentle, pleasure. Master, you alive, said Onwa with a feminine voice. Onwa, tell the other foxes that I am alive please, and my fiancé will be signing the fox contract, said Naruto. The fox nods before disappear. Naruto stats to feel weak, but he ignore it and start the summoning technique again. Uchius no Jutsu Ryu, whispers Naruto. The blonde slams his palm again on the ground and summons a small one-tailed dragon. Kaden, flower bed. Master, we thought you were dead, said Kaden, another female summon. Kaden, tell the others I'm fine. And my fiancé will be signing the dragon contract, said Naruto. Kaden nods and disappears. Naruto suddenly collapses from chakra exhaustion. Ah damn. My reserves aren't at full capacity, said Naruto before using the last of his chakra to leave Shushin back to the Kurosaki residence. Later that night. Ichigo walks through the front door. I'm home, shouts Ichigo, only to be kicked in the face by his father, landing face first on the floor. You let your guard down. Always stay alert when you enter a room. Oh, and you're late for dinner again, shouts Isin with his hands on his hips laughing. Ichigo stares in him the face. How on is that any way to welcome your own son? After he just risked his life to help a spirit finds peace. Silence. Oh, so now it's the ghost's fault now, is it? I suppose that was ghost that left your room in a mess. When are you going to show some disciple, shouts Isin, then he and Ichigo start having a punch up. Just because you see ghosts and I don't, doesn't make you boss of this household. In the background, Karen and Yuzu sigh. Hey, stop the fighting, you two fight. Just come over here and eat your dinner, shouts Yuzu. Let him fight. It means more rice for me, said Karen as she holds out a bowl. That's not very nice, Karen, replies Yuzu. Unknown to them, Naruto appears next to them without a sound. Are they always like this? Asks Naruto. This scares Yuzu and Karen, making them jumps out of their seats. When did you get here, asks Karen. Just then. Suddenly Isin goes to punch Ichigo, but he kicks the man in the face, sending him into a wall. I got to tell you, Dad. For any normal healthy high school kid, the 7 o'clock curfew is totally uncool, shouts Ichigo. Naruto sighs. Ichigo, speaking of uncool, you have a new one, said Karen. Behind Ichigo appears the spirit of a businessman with glasses. Ichigo stares at him. How long have you been here? Take a hike, will ya? Damn pest. I'm so done. Poor Ichigo. Dad or ghost, it's always something, said Karen. I think he's kind of lucky to see ghosts. I sort of sense their presence, but that's all, said Yuzu. I don't see what the big deal is with ghosts, I don't even believe in them. Karen, I don't get how you can say something like that. I thought you could see ghosts too. I'm in permanent denial. Just seeing them doesn't make me believe in them, replies Karen. The temperature suddenly drops. As the ghost appears behind Yuzu in a fake snowstorm. That's really cold, said the ghost as she flies past Yuzu. Like my dinner, said Ichigo. You dropped your guard again, shouts Isin as he sweeps Ichigo off his feet and bets him in a pretzel hold. Ichigo throws him off. The two throw a punch at each other. Isin gets Ichigo in the chin while Ichigo gets his father in the middle of his face. Got you, Isin collapses onto the ground. No charge for the lesson. Never mind dinner, I'm going to my room, Ichigo then leaves. Wait, Ichigo, shouts Yuzu. Isin stares up from his place on the floor. Wow, you sure have a way with kids, said Karen. Me, what did I do, asks Isin as he stands. Ichigo is kind of having a rough time right now, said Yuzu. Yeah, he said that he's seeing more and more spirits lately than ever, said Karen. What? Why would he talk these things with you too? Then coming to his own dad. That doesn't make sense, said Isin. Sure it does, Isin looks at Karen. For one thing, you're over 40. For another, emotionally you're still at a preschool level, Dad admitted. Isin then hugs a poster of his dead wife. Oh my dear wife. Maybe it's because they're hitting puberty, but our daughters are being so cold to me. What did I do? What do I do? Well, for starters, you might want to take down that poster, said Karen. Like I asked before. Are you guys always like this, asks Naruto after being completely forgotten. This makes the Isin jump. Pretty much, said Karen. The next night. Naruto sighs as Isin and Ichigo go at it once more. Naruto walks over and grabs the two of them and throws them into the ground. "Would you two please shut up? You're really pissing me off," said Naruto with an emotionless face. His eyes are cold and dead as his stare makes the two sweats in fear. Naruto sighs as he finishes eating and heads back to his room for sleep. Naruto opens up a closet and finds his blades. Naruto puts them by the bed and lies down. Before drifting off to sleep. It doesn't last long when he hears howling. Naruto curses as he grabs 20 shuriken and 10 kunai along with one of his white didos. When Naruto appears outside. There stands Ichigo trying to break free of something, and next to him is a girl in a black kimono with a katana at her waist. In front of them is a giant monster wearing an ugly white mask with giant fists and a hole in its chest. The monster goes to grab Karen, but Naruto quickly does a set of hand signs. Earth style. Earth dome barrier, shouts Naruto. Everyone stares at him as he slams his palms on the ground. The earth rises around Karen and forms into a dome held together by chakra. The monsters start punching the dome, but it receives no damage. Naruto starts panting. "Shimada, my reserves aren't full yet. Kyuubi, lend me chakra." The girl draws his katana and runs at the monster. But Ichigo grabs a chair and attacks before her. Ichigo is sent into the streets. The monster goes to eat Ichigo, but the girl cuts it on the hand, causing it to retreat into a black hole. It seems this hollow is seeking a specific soul to eat. One with a much higher concentration of Reiatsu, spirit energy. In fact, the hollow earlier was hungry for that soul to not the girl's. But why? For some reason most of your Reiatsu had been hidden deep within you until now. When you needed it to save your sister. That's why I didn't sense anything unusual about you when I arrived. It also explains why the hollows haven't come after you. The Reiatsu you have bottled up inside started to pour out when you made contact with that young girl's ghost. As a result, your soul became exposed. Those two hollows today detected your soul through that girl. And they were using her to track it down. Which means the hollows are really after you, said the girl. Those things want me. Suddenly the hollow appears again. It's back, get out of here, shouts the girl. No. So the vicious attacks on that poor girl were because of me. That's one way to look at it. So both my sisters could end up dead. And it will be my fault, asks Ichigo. Ichigo becomes angry and runs at the hollow. Stop, shouts the girl. Coward. Quit attacking others. If it's my soul you want, come and get it. Fight me one-on-one, you ugly bastard. The hollow howls and goes to eat Ichigo, but the girl blocks her with katana and gets hit on the shoulder. Her blood splatters everywhere. Naruto curses as he stands and awaits the outcome. Kyuubi, give me your chakra now, shouts Naruto. This is not your fight. Naruto curses as he stands and waits to see what happens next. The girl rips out its tooth, making the hollow howl. She collapses onto her knees. Before falling onto the ground. Shinigami, shouts Ichigo. You fool. How could you have thought you were any match for a hollow? Did you really think everything would be over if you gave him your soul? One soul doesn't satisfy them for long. If you don't stop interfering, we're all going to end up as its food, said the girl as she stands. The hollow grabs its face and howls in pain. I'm too injured to fight now. Do you want to save your family? Of course I do. If there's a way, tell me how. It will only be temporary. She picks up her sword. But you must become a Shinigami yourself. You must take my Zanpukto, Soul Slayer, and run it through the center of your being. So that I may pour my powers into you, the hollow howls in pain. I can't be sure if you will live. But if it doesn't work, it won't matter. The hollow starts to walk over to them. Then give me that blade, Shinigami. My name is Rukia Kichiki. Ichigo grabs the Zanpukto as the hollow advances. And my name is Ichigo Kurosaki. The two thrust the sword into Ichigo's body. A bright light appears and covers the area. The light hits Naruto, and he is surrounded by the Kyuubi's chakra. The chakra puts his chakra reserves back to full capacity. The hollow goes to throw a punch, but its arm is sliced off. And behind it stands Ichigo wearing a black kimono holding a big-ass sword. How could this have happened? I only meant to give him half of my powers, somehow he's nearly taken all of it, said Rukia, now wearing a white kimono with blood at her shoulder. The hollow prepares to kill Rukia, but Naruto acts quickly faster than Ichigo. Naruto prepares a quick stream of hand signs. Lokutan. Tree barrier jutsu, shouts Naruto. Trees shoot out of the ground and block the hollow's attack. Rukia and Ichigo stare at Naruto, who smirks. It seems my chakra is back to full capacity, said Naruto as he looks at the hollow, then at Ichigo. Ichigo, take Rukia and your sisters and get out of here, I'll take this thing. Ichigo runs at cuts of the hollow's legs, not listening to Naruto. Not on my life. You'll pay the price for trying to hurt my family, you hollow scum. Feel the wrath of my blade, shouts Ichigo before cutting across the mask. Blood sprays everywhere as the hollow howls in pain. The hollow then turns to particles and disappears. What kind of being is he? I've never seen a human with spirit this strong. That's what was jamming my senses before. I've never heard of a human with enough strength to break the Kiddo spell on his own. And I have never seen a Shinigami wield such a huge Zanpukto. But who is the blonde? I sense an evil spirit within him. And what was that Kiddo he used mentally, thinks Rukia. Naruto smirks, but suddenly he collapses into unconsciousness. Good morning Ichigo, then someone hitting the floor. Naruto sighs as he puts on a shirt that was given to him. Naruto walks out to find Yuzu and Karen eating breakfast. Good morning. I'm guessing that your father tried to jump your brother, am I right? Yuzu and Karen nod their heads yes. Naruto sighs. I could always sleep in peace before I came here, thinks the blonde. You know it's a miracle a truck runs into our house and none of us even get a scratch, yells Isin 10 minutes later. Naruto sighs. What's more miraculous is that none of us even woke up when it happened, said Karen. Ichigo stares like a stunned mullet. No one remember. They all think that a truck did this. Must have been that Shinigami, thinks the orange-haired boy. Ichigo, they had their memory erased, said Naruto from the side. Come on Ichigo, you better eat breakfast or you'll be late, said Yuzu. Ichigo nods before he walks in to eat. So he remembers. Ichigo arrives at his schools. But he doesn't know that Naruto followed. I doubt she left, thinks Naruto. In Ichigo's class a girl walks up behind him. You're Ichigo, right, she asks. Ichigo turns around. That's right, answers Ichigo. He then gives a paled expression. There in front of him is the Shinigami from last night. Naruto sighs from under his genjutsu. What, it's you, shouts Ichigo. You two know each other, asks a boy man. Of course not. We've never met before. Isn't that right, Ichigo? Rukia is a brand new transfer, said a boy behind Ichigo. Dude, nice to meet you, said another. Pleasure to meet you, said Rukia. She turns her hand and on it is the words make a scene and you are so dead. On the roof of the school both Ichigo and Rukia stand minutes later. Okay, you freaky nut job. What the hell do you think you're doing? How scary, you big brute. Jeepers, you're not going to hurt me, are you, asks Rukia with a sweet voice. First of all, you can knock it off with the good to shoes act. I think it's pretty good considering I learned it overnight. Alright, forget it. Just tell me what you're doing here anyway. Weren't you supposed to your soul society or whatever it was, shouts, asks Ichigo. I can't. Only Shinigami can go back to the soul society. I haven't the power to return anymore. What do you mean? I believe she means that only Shinigami can enter soul society. And that when she gave you her powers, she transferred all them to you, making her a normal soul. And without those powers she remains here. Since you have them, Ichigo, said Naruto as he appears to their left. The two jump out of their skins from his appearance. Yes, that's correct, and now thanks to you I'm stuck in this Gigai form. What do you mean Gigai, asks Ichigo. It's a temporary body that serves as a vessel in an emergency. When a Shinigami is drastically weakened, they reside inside of a Gigai until their powers return. Now I get it. That's why the others were able to see you before, right? Precisely. And so until all of my powers have returned it's up to you, Ichigo, to perform the duties of a Shinigami. Ichigo starts giving a confused look. That's only natural, you possess the strength of a Shinigami. You do not have the right to refuse your call, said Rukia. No way, shouts Ichigo with his arms crossed. That's what he just refused, said Naruto. What, asks Rukia. My monster fighting days are over, that was a one-time deal. And it was to save my family, not a complete stranger, said Ichigo, only to be pummeled into the ground by Naruto. Idiot. You're scum, Ichigo. Not wanting to protect the living and the dead from those things. I should crush you now, said Naruto. The blonde releases a great amount of killer intent that is felt by the entire school. He releases his chakra that causes everyone to drop to the ground panting and sweating. Naruto stops and glares at Ichigo. Rukia smirks and pulls out a red glove before she rips out Ichigo's soul. Ichigo appears in a black kimono with his Zanpukto on his back. Crap, what happened to my body? What in the world did you do to me, asks Ichigo. Follow me, said Rukia. The two boys follow Rukia to a playground. What are we doing here? We have orders. It seems the soul of a boy is most likely to come under attack soon. Suddenly everything is blown away. As the soul of a young boy comes running from the playground, screaming as a spider-like hollow attacks him. Help me. Ichigo prepares to go help, but Rukia shouts to him. Hold on. What is it? Just where are you going? That boy's a stranger, isn't he? So what, I just can't stand by and let this happen. You expect me to watch him die? Don't be such a fool. In the eyes of a Shinigami all the spirits of this world are equal. Getting involved just because spirits are nearby or they need help isn't how it works. The hollow continues to chase the child. Ichigo turns, but Rukia shouts again, leave him be. If you intend to help this child, then commend yourself to saving every spirit. You must be willing to go to any length. Even to sacrifice your own life. The hollow keeps casing the poor child's soul. The boy trips. The hollow raises its arm and prepares to strike. Ichigo grabs his Zanpukto and cuts of its arm before cutting of another. The hollow falls onto its back. While the child cries. Have you made your decision? Like hell I have. I haven't decided to do squat. I saved this kid because I wanted to. What about you? He asks Rukia. I seem to remember you putting your life on the line to save me last night. Tell me, were you really thinking about your duty when you rushed in to save me? Of course not, that's the last thing on your mind when you save someone. The hollow stands and starts to walk over to Ichigo, whose back is turned. At the very least I choose to be different, shouts Ichigo as he stabs the hollow in the mask, killing it. But then Rukia's cell goes off as 20 more spider hollows appear. Ichigo curses as he prepares to defend the boy. Ichigo, let me handle this, said Naruto as he cracks his knuckles. What can you do? You're only human, shouts Rukia. I may be human, but in my world is ruled by ninja. Which I was the strongest of. I was the 6th Hokage, the leader of my village. I have killed an army of over 300,000 men to protect my village and loved ones, said Naruto as he starts doing hand signs. And I hate to see people hurt, said Naruto. Brayton. Deadly lightning strike, shouts Naruto. Lightning hits both his arms as she sends it flying at all 20 hollows. The lightning hits their masks, killing them and burning them. Rukia and Ichigo stare in shock before Ichigo walks over to the child. You okay? Ichigo asks to the child's soul. The child yells in fright and crawls back. Ichigo kneels down to eye level. Kid, if you don't want to go through that again. You better hurry up and pass on already, said Ichigo before hitting him with the butt of his sword. A seal appears and a bright light starts to shine. The kid starts to sink into the ground before disappearing. And in his place is a black butterfly. You did that quite beautifully. I'm gone, said Ichigo before walking off. Naruto sighs at the orange-haired high school student. Later that night. The soul of a man with black hair is watching a girl with long orange hair from Ichigo's class when 2 hollows grab him and disappear. The 3 appear in another world as another hollow appears. Are you lost, little soul? Let's devour him, the hollow said. The man starts running, but the 3 hollows catch up to him and start to eat him, but they suddenly leave and the soul starts to transform. The soul becomes a hollow with a snake-like tail. A white substance starts to cover his mask, forming into the mask of a hollow. The new hollow howls with its blood-red eyes. The next day. Ichigo and Rukia start arguing for some reason. Naruto starts to become ticked off. Would you two please shut up, shouts Naruto when the screeching of a car is heard. The 3 head towards the sound and find the girl with orange hair. Wearing a blue top and a long yellow skirt with flowers on it. As a car drives off. Hey Orihime, shouts Ichigo. Oh Ichigo. Did you just get hit by that car, asks Naruto. Oh maybe. What do you mean maybe? Are you going to be okay, asks Ichigo. Naruto looks over her, then at her leg. And there is a strange black mark. That looks like a giant fingers tried to grab her. Orihime stands quickly with a smile. Yep. Just a little bump on my head. Don't worry, I'm fine, I swear. You sure you're okay? Where'd that car go that hit ya? It drove away, replies Orihime, pointing in the car's direction. Orihime, shouts Ichigo. Oh sorry, said Orihime. Naruto puts an arm around her shoulder. Don't worry. You don't have to apologize. It's not like it was your fault, said Naruto with a smile. Orihime then looks at Rukia. Rukia? Yes, and who are you? She's in the same class as you. Her name's Orihime. So get your head out of your butt. Not very originally, Ichigo. I would have said get your head out of the clouds instead of your butt. Oh of course, Orihime. How are you, said Rukia while doing a curtsy. Oh I'm great, thank you, replies Orihime, curtsying as well. Well now it appears you've been shopping, said Rukia. Oh that's right, said Orihime as she grabs her groceries. Orihime starts talking, but Naruto tunes her out. How did you get that bruise, asks Rukia. What bruise? Oh I guess that happened just now. When that car hit me, said Orihime. Geez, did it hurt, asks Ichigo. A little bit, but I'm better, said Orihime. While Rukia eyes the bruise. Naruto smiles. By the way, I haven't introduced myself, how rude of me. And I'm meant to be a gentleman. The name's Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, said Naruto as he grabs her hand and kisses it. Orihime blushes at this. Orihime Inoue, said Orihime before saying goodbye and walking off, but Naruto stops her. Would you like me to walk you home? No thank you, I'm fine, said Orihime before she runs off. She wasn't hit by a car, said Naruto, but a hollow. When the sun sets, the 3 walk back. Naruto tunes Ichigo and Rukia's conversation that the 2 have about Orihime. Rukia leaves and Naruto walks over. So Ichigo, the big question is, where'd the hollow go that attacked Orihime and why? Ichigo stares at him but shrugs it off. When they arrive home, Naruto looks at Ichigo. Ichigo, we need to talk in private. The 2 walk up to Ichigo's room. Naruto sits on the bed and sighs. Ichigo, you realize that it's your job to protect the living and the dead. That means you must protect Orihime if a hollow is targeting her, said Naruto when the door opens. Ichigo, you haven't seen my pajamas, have you, asks Yuzu. Not before you come in here. Sorry, I asked. You've been so mean since you started high school, said Yuzu. Have not. And I don't know where your pajamas are. That is so odd. One of my dresses have gone missing too. Why do you feel the need to ask me about every little thing? Do I look like I care, asks Ichigo. Okay, good night, said Yuzu, then leaves. Naruto rolls his eyes before bursting out laughing. Why are you laughing, asks Ichigo. It must be nice having siblings, said Naruto. Suddenly a ringing sound comes from inside Ichigo's room. What the? Suddenly the door to his closet opens and there's Rukia wearing a set of pajamas. Hey Ichigo. What the heck? What are you doing in there? Rukia jumps out. Are those my sister's PJs you got on? Il explains later. We got orders. Orders? We're not alone, said Rukia before she rips out Ichigo's soul. Just as a red hand goes to grab him. And a hollow appears a second later with a tail instead of legs. The same hollow that was the soul spying on Orihime. The hollow howls. What are you doing? Do something, shouts Rukia. Ichigo draws his Zanpukto and charges the hollow. He swings his sword, but the hollow dodges and bats Ichigo away with its tail. Ichigo slams into a wall. The hollow goes to attack, but Ichigo dodges and cuts it along the arms. Ichigo, you need to focus and stop swinging your sword around, said Naruto. Who cares as long as I kill it, said Ichigo as he swings his Zanpukto and gets in on the mask. The shallow, shouts Rukia. The hollow grabs the Zanpukto. Ichigo rips out his Zanpukto, causing a part of the mask to break, revealing the face of the soul. The hollow yells in pain as it disappears. It's getting away, let's go, said Rukia before running off, but she stops Ichigo. What's the matter? Something's not right. What? I gotta look at that thing's face. Ichigo faces Rukia. And it was Orihime's dead brother. Are you certain? Ichigo nods. Here's a word of advice. When attacking, hollows come from behind and cleave their heads with one blow. Don't forget its basic theory for any Shinigami. Why, what do you mean? It will keep injuries to a minimum. And with any luck it will keep you from learning the hollow's identity. Wait a minute. What do you mean their identity? What she means, Ichigo, is that all hollows used to be a soul. And that souls became a hollow, said Naruto. If he's after Orihime, then he might attack her again. I'm leaving, said Naruto before he starts to follow Orihime's scent. Meanwhile, at another part of town. One Orihime is talking to her best friend Tatsuki Arasawa. The two girls talk and talk when a pink bear on a shelf falls off with a cut on its ear. Orihime picks up the bear when stomping is heard. The two girls look around. When Orihime falls to the ground. Suddenly Tatsuki sent flying across the room bleeding. But why am I bleeding, asks the girl. Suddenly she is sent flying across the room. Something's here, but I don't see anything, said Tatsuki. Suddenly she is sent onto ground. She starts panicking. What's happening? Who's there? Sora in his hollow form is above Tatsuki. Across the room sits Orihime with a chain connected to her chest. She shakes in fear. What's going on? What is that thing? That monster, and what is it doing to Tatsuki? She looks across the room and finds her body on the ground. What's that? That's me, but how? Suddenly the hollow presses its arm on Tatsuki's neck, preparing to strangle her. But the hollow is sent flying across the room by Naruto. Scum, you dare attack a defenseless woman. I won't stand for that, said a very angry Naruto as Kyuubi's chakra starts to form. The hollow howls as Orihime stares, only to be thrown into a wall by the hollow. Even if you are a hollow, you dare to attack your sister. You scum. I promise I'll kill you, shouts Naruto. His eyes turn a bloodlustful blood red with black cat-like slits for pupils. His teeth turn to fangs, his nails grow to become claws. Naruto growls as the Kyuubi's chakra takes the form of a one-tailed fox. Normally I would never need Kyuubi's chakra for this kind of battle. But you sicken me so much that I want to end your life quickly. Sara Inoue, shouts Naruto as he disappears from sight. Next thing, the hollow is sent flying again with a deep hole in its shoulder. Who are you, asks Orihime. That makes me sad, Orihime, that you don't remember my voice. Who are you and how do you know my name? This makes me so sad, Orihime. Have you forgotten my voice after all these years? The hollow crawls up to Orihime. It's me, can't you tell? What are you talking about? It makes me sad, Orihime. Very, very sad, shouts Sora as he prepares to attack her. But Naruto blocks his attack with a sword made of fire. Leave her alone, hollow, and fight me, shouts the Kyuubified Naruto as he runs forward. But Sora knocks him back. But the hollow retreats just as Ichigo and Rukia appear. The chakra leaves Naruto and he returns to normal. That bastard left. Damn Tatsuki, you got caught up in this thing, mutter Ichigo. Naruto walks over and performs some hand signs. Demonic healing jutsu, whispers Naruto. He bends over as purple chakra surrounds his hands. And he starts to heal Tatsuki. But his arms start to burn as he does. He stops when he's finished, and the medical tape around his arms is nothing but rags. Orihime stares in shock at his black arms. Thanks Ichigo for saving us from that thing. But where did you come from? Hold on a minute, how in the world can you see me, ask Ichigo. Why shouldn't I, ask Orihime, then Ichigo sees the chain. Like Rukia said before, Ichigo, no ordinary beings can see you. Only other spirits can, said Naruto as he walks over. Then he pulls out more tape and rewraps his arms. Curse these arms. I regret ever using that jutsu twice. Especially when I just used the demonic healing that also burns my arms. And that's right. She's a spirit being now. In other words, Orihime is dead, said Sora as he appears again. Naruto curses as he draws his white didos. Ichigo runs forward, but the hollow dodges and grabs the chain. And pulls Orihime with him. Stay back, said the hollow. Ichigo goes to attack, but the hollow hits him with its tail. Ichigo hits the ground hard. Rukia runs over. Ichigo. Orihime starts to struggle against the hollow. Orihime. Have you forgotten me, asks Sora. Orihime looks into Hit's eyes. Sora. Is that you, ask Orihime. Ichigo, come on, get up, said Naruto as she appears next to him. Ichigo starts to rise. This is not going to be easy, said Naruto. Ichigo, you're okay, said Rukia. Ichigo, I have a plan. You distract him and I'll hit him with a Rasengan, said Naruto before forming a perfect Rasengan. Listen Ichigo, that hollow may have been her brother once. But he's nothing but a monster now. It has no heart, so you must put away all your feelings and destroy it. I understand, Rukia. Naruto, you distract him. Because I want to kill him, said Ichigo. Naruto nods before he runs back to Orihime's house. Meanwhile with Orihime. Are you really Sora, my brother? Yes, Orihime. It's me. You're lying, my brother was gentle. He would never do these things. I was so lonely. You were beginning to forget about me, sister. More and more each day. After I died, you prayed for me every day. I watched you. It was your praise and thoughts that gave me peace. It relieved me of my loneliness. But after a year had gone by and things changed. You became friends with that girl. And then I saw you began to pray for me less and less. Then when you entered high school, you stopped praying for me completely. That is why I was so lonely. Sora, you don't understand. Sora grabs his sister's shoulders. Just listen to me, Orihime. If you still even have a shred of love for me, you will not betray me again. Do exactly as I say. I will deal with them, it won't take long. I shall devour this Shinigami and human. And put an end to this. Wait, no. Ichigo and Naruto don't have anything to do with this. Leave them alone. It's not right for you to hurt them just because, shouts Orihime. Shut up, Orihime. Don't tell me what's right when it's your fault I've become this monster. The hollow grabs Orihime and starts squeezing her, making her scream. I shall deal with you first, you've abandoned me. You left me for Ichigo, and that girl, shouts Sora. He opens his mouth and prepares to eat Orihime. But Naruto plunges a Rasengan into his shoulder and rips it to shreds. He drops Orihime, who starts coughing and gasping for air. Sora howls with pain as Ichigo digs his Zanpukto into his tail. Sora goes to grab Orihime, but Naruto cuts of his hands. As Ichigo cuts of half his tail. Ichigo grabbed Totsuki and Orihime. Then run, said Naruto as he performs some hand signs. Now. Ichigo nods, he picks up the two girls and starts running. I'm going to kill you, no, shouts Naruto. Pain. Fire serpent jutsu, shouts Naruto. The blonde becomes surrounded in flames as it turns into a giant snake and hits Sora in the chest and starts burning him alive. Sora howls in pain as Naruto rushes forward with a Rasengan. But this Rasengan has a fire tornado inside. Pain. Rasengan tornado, shouts Naruto. He plunges the attack into Sora's hole. The Rasengan explodes into a giant flaming tornado. Sora screams as he flies outside. Naruto then collapses. Naruto pants as he walks outside. To finish the job. Sora starts to cry as half his mask is ripped off. Orihime, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for attacking you, said Sora. Big brother, said Orihime as she hugs him. It was you that saved me from being hit by that car yesterday. It was you who grabbed my leg in time, said Orihime. That explains it, said Rukia. It does, doesn't it? Orihime, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, brother. But a long time ago I discovered that I shouldn't always depend on you, said Orihime. Orihime, thank you, said Sora. Suddenly his mask completely breaks and he turns back into a human soul. Brother, remember that argument we had the day you died? It was about these hairpins you gave me. I remember, my sister. I'm sorry I said those things I did. I'm sorry that didn't say have a nice day. But I say it now. Brother, have a good day, said Orihime. Now my soul can rest in peace, sister. I thank you, said Sora before he disappears. That was kind of chatty, wasn't it, asks Naruto before he vanishes in a swirl of black flames. Orihime gives a smile. Before she cries in Ichigo's arms. The next day at school on the roof. No way. Really, said Orihime. What happened was a sumo wrestler with a gun blasted a hole into my room last night. Ah, please. Orihim, if you're going to make up stories then please be realistic. Like maybe a pro wrestling match fell out of the ring, said a girl. She got you, said another girl. The girls continue to talk about this. While over near the edge Ichigo looks at Rukia. So that's what you did yesterday, huh? Memory replacement. I whipped out her memories of tonight's advents and gave her a new one. And like I said last night. Unfortunately there's no idea what her memory will be replaced with. So like I said yesterday, we will find out what she thinks happened. You used the same thing on my family the other night, didn't you? Yep, replies Rukia. So what do I do while you guys are at school, asks Naruto as he pops out from nowhere, scaring the two. Would you stop doing that, shouts Ichigo. What sneaky, sneaky. Very sneaky, sneaky, said Naruto with a grin before he disappears and appears next to Orihim. Yo, said Naruto, scaring the shit out of them. Before appearing behind Ichigo. Like I said, sneaky, very sneaky, said Naruto. After all, I am a ninja, and I very good one at that, must I remind you. Yeah, but could you please refrain from scaring my classmates? Why, it's fun. I've decided to help those in need. I may not be used to it yet. But I will help those strangers in need, said Ichigo. Naruto smiles before disappearing in a swirl of flames. Next thing, a scream is heard from the ground as girls jump into the air. As Naruto appears next to them. Naruto laughs as he appears next to Rukia. You know, I'm actually taking a job here as a PDHP teacher, said Naruto with a grin. I can't wait to teach my pupils, said Naruto with a sadistic grin. Ichigo sighs while Rukia giggles. The cicadial that's cursed, asks Shigo. Yep, everyone that has owned this bird have gotten into terrible situations and died. Wow, are you serious? That's not a good sign. Why don't you dump him or let him go? No way, that would be too cruel. So what do you say, Chad? Want to take him? Isn't he cute? The two look at the boy man. Knock it off, you know Chad has a weakness for cute thing, said Shigo. Suddenly a beam falls upon them. But the boy man, known as Sato Chad Yasutora, stops the beam with his back. The two gasps in shock. See, Chad, are you alright, buddy, asks Shigo. Yeah, I think I'm okay, said Chad when blood starts to drip down his face. You're okay then, how come you're bleeding, bro, asks the other guy. Thank you so much for saving me. Chad looks down. Hello there, my name is Yuichi Shibata. So what's your name, mister, said the cicadial. It just talked like a normal person. I'd really like to know your name, mister, said Yuichi. Sato Yasutora, 15 years old. Check it out, Chad, interested in the bird. The next day. Geez, there's not even a trace of that burn left. It's nearly healed in just one day. Don't be so surprised, Ichigo. I got the best grades in my Kidu class, and I have a talent for it. Healing your wound was easy, said Rukia. Grades? So you mean there's a school for Shinigami, asked Ichigo. Of course, stupid. There would have to be, said Naruto as he appears next to Rukia. Drinking a very strong bottle of sake. Tell me anyway. How do I drink from this thing, asks Rukia, holding out a popper. You have to poke the straw through the hole, said Naruto as he does it for her. Thank you. So Naruto, we have your class next. What will be doing, asks Ichigo. Oh, you'll see. My student, said Naruto with a sadistic grin while drinking his sake. Sadistic bastard, mutters Ichigo. So you're together again, hey, said a voice by the name of Mizuru. You two seem to be awfully chummy. Mizuru, shut up, said Ichigo. Naruto stares at the newcomer while pulling out another bottle of sake. Does it really look like we're chummy? Maybe. To be honest, you two do seem to be pretty close, but people are going to talk. And if they talk enough, everyone will think you're an item. If I cared what people think, I would have dyed my hair black long ago, said Ichigo. Yeah, that's true, said Mizuru. Hi there, how you doing? Why hi there, you're Mizuru. That's me. I guess we haven't been properly introduced. Mizuru Kojima and I, like, begins Mizuru, but Ichigo interrupts him. Hey Ichigo, that's not cool. Watch it, he may look like a dork. But he's a real player, seriously. Cut it out, you permanently damage my reputation. Besides Ichigo, you know older women are really more my style. Like I said, Rukia, watch this one. Remember, Rukia has lived 10 of his lifetimes. Ha. Rukia smiles at him. Ah, just forget it. What's this, Rukia Kichiki, the hot transfer student? It here with you guys, and who's this, asks Kigo as he points at Naruto, who continue to drink his sake. Naruto stops drinking and stares at Kigo. I'm your new PDHP and sport teacher, and if I was you, boy, I would put that finger away. Before I make you run 50 laps around the school, said Naruto, glaring at Kigo, who backs off. How did that happen, asks Kigo as he looks straight at Rukia, then Ichigo. Ichigo's the one who brought her here, said Mizuru. What, I did not, protests Ichigo. Ichigo, what a guy. Good job, said Kigo with tears. Naruto sighs as he prepares to walk off while drinking a third bottle of sake. Greetings, Kigo Asano. Welcome, lovely lady, to this garden of manliness, said Kigo with tears. Ah, hello. Naruto sighs. Let's party. Right now, shouts Kigo. Some party noodles, juice and underage drinking, said Mizuro. Shut up, it's the feeling that counts. So Rukia, if you find yourself needing anything, you just call on me. Because I'm here for you. Because your wish is my command, said Kigo before bumping into Chad, who is all bandages up. So Chad, what's with the bandages? Asks Ichigo. Whoa, you got hurt, how, said Kigo. What happened to you? I had a mishap, a steel beam fell on my head, replies Chad. Ah, steel beam for real. My hand got hurt when a motorcycle ran into me. The rider that hit me got banged up pretty bad. The force of the collision knocked him out, so I picked the guy up and took him to the hospital. Replies Chad. Well, no wonder you were late to school, said Kigo. The only thing I wonder about is what exactly is your body made of, asks Ichigo. Chad sits a birdcage down holding the cicadial. So hey, where did you get the bird, asks Kigo. My name is Yuichi Shibata. It's nice to meet you, said the cicadial. What's your name? Rukia and Ichigo stare at the bird. Naruto drinks his sake but is very suspicious about this bird. Wow, amazing, the way this bird can talk is astounding. My name is Kigo Asano. So Chad, where did you get this bird, asks Ichigo as Naruto walks back. Someone, 10-second pauses, gave him to me. Hold it, shouts Kigo. There you go again, getting lazy and cutting your story short. Come on, that's a bad habit you have, Chad, shouts Kigo as Chad sits down. The boy man looks at Naruto, who smiles after taking a sip of sake. Naruto Uzumaki Namek is 18 years old, pleasure, said Naruto with a smile before he continues to drink his sake. If you 18, aren't you too old to be here, asks Kigo as he points at Naruto. Naruto finishes his third bottle and pulls out a fourth. Like I said before, fool. I'm the new PDHP and sport teacher, and now put that finger away before I make you run 100 laps around school and 2 around town, said Naruto with a little killing intent. Everyone could have sworn his eyes changed to blood red with black cat-like slits. Naruto continues to drink while they talk. After 10 minutes of listening and drink 6 more bottles of sake, along with smoking 2 cigarettes, everyone stares at him. Dude, how many bottles have you had, asks Kigo. I'm on my 10th. And you're not even drunk yet. Nope. Are you sure you're not addicted? It's not possible for me to get drunk and addicted to alcohol. It runs in the family, said Naruto before smoking his cigar. Dude, how come you're smoking? It's bad for your health. Because it relieves stress, plus with Kyuubi, it doesn't have an effect on my health at all. Naruto drinks another bottle of sake before pulling out number 12. Naruto then tunes them out and walks off to get ready for his lesson. After break, students start rolling in for their sport lesson. When they arrive, there is no teacher. Naruto appears behind them with a grin, drinking a bottle of sake. Naruto puts the empty bottle away, then smirks. Yo, shouts Naruto, scaring the shit out of all his students except Rukia, Chad and Ichigo. What the hell, shouts half the class. Shut up, shouts Naruto. Everyone becomes quiet. Naruto pulls out number 13 and starts drinking. Now, today's lesson we will be playing a game of tag. Where it's like hide and go seek, but when you find someone you must force them into submission. It's called ninja. Now get into 6 teams of 5. Since there are only 29 of you, I'll be on one team. But when you defeat the opposing team you must steal their scroll. 3 will have a heaven scroll and 3 will have an earth scroll. Everyone get into your groups. To pass you must have one of each, said Naruto. Everyone starts getting into groups. The group of 4 consists of Tatsuki, Orihime, Chad and Ichigo. Naruto walks over drinking his bottle of sake. What a weird teacher. He's drinking in the middle of the day, thinks Tatsuki. Seems I'm with you guys, said Naruto. Before pulling out 6 scrolls. 3 white and 3 black. Naruto then pulls out a hat and puts the 6 scrolls in and calls 6 names. The 6 then take out a scroll each and hides it before heading back to their groups. Out of the entire lesson only Ichigo's team managed to get a scroll, while the other 4 group were just lazy. Okay, before I dismiss you, here are my 7 rules. Rule 1. No slacking off. Rule 2. No backchatting. Rule 3. I catch you slacking off or you backchat to me, you will run laps around the school wearing weights. Rule 4. You do what I tell you to without question. Rule 5. You piss me off and you run laps with weights. Rule 6. No cheating. And Rule 7, which isn't really a rule. Those that don't obey the mission are trash. But those that abandon their comrades are worse than trash. Now you may leave, said Naruto. Everyone cheers as they leave. Naruto sighs as he takes a sip of sake. Are you sure you're not addicted, asks Ichigo. Like I said before, it's impossible. Ichigo prepares to leave, but Naruto stops him. Oh Ichigo, starting tomorrow I think I shall properly train you how to use your Zanpukto. Swords are not made for just swinging, you know. And so you shall not be going to school tomorrow, said Naruto. Ichigo pauses, showing that he's thinking. When he goes to answer, Naruto is already gone. The orange-haired teenager sighs. Later that night, Naruto and Ichigo arrive at the Kurosaki residence after talking about his training schedule. I'm home, shouts Ichigo. "Move you guys, you're in the way," shouts Karen as she runs past wearing a nurse's outfit. "Where's the fire, Karen?" "Welcome home, Ichigo," said Yuzu. "So what's got you both so worked up?" asks Ichigo. "An accident, there was a big car wreck down at the corner," replies Yuzu. "A big car wreck?" Suddenly Ichigo hears his dad on the phone. "I just told you we can't treat them all here, we're small clinic. Tell your boss this is a request from Isin Kurosaki. He'll find me some hospital beds that are open." "No problem. Just do it." "Hey dad." "Damn stupid idiot," shouts Isin. "So is there anything I can do?" "No. Just assume the fetal position and stay out of the way." "Kurosaki-san," said Naruto while taking a sip of sake. "What now?" "I may not look it, but I was taught by the best medics in my country. And am an expert in medicinal herbs," said Naruto. "Dad, we got this one last patient that needs treatment," said Yuzu. Ichigo looks over to them and finds Karen and Yuzu struggling to hold Chad. Naruto walks over and picks the boy man with one hand. "Tell me where to put him and he'll do the job. But I'll need to do it by myself," said Naruto. "Fine," said Isin. Meanwhile, Karen stares at the cacadial. Naruto lays Chad on a hospital bed. "Chad, what am about to do?" "Please do not tell anyone else," said Naruto. Chad nods as Naruto starts doing hand signs. "Demonic healing jutsu," said Naruto before purple chakra surrounds his hands and he starts to heal Chad's wounds. The chakra burns away his bandages, causing his arms to turn blacker and start to burn his skin away. Naruto groans in pain as he continues to heal the boy man. Once he finishes healing 2 broken ribs, 3 cracked ribs and a popped shoulder. Naruto turns him on his back and there is a purple footprint from a hollow that was burnt into place. Naruto curses. "Chad, this will be painful." Demonic healing resurrection jutsu, whispers. The blonde black chakra surrounds both his hands. He holds them above the footprint and starts healing it. Naruto gasps with pain as he opens up old wounds. Chad flinches from the pain in his back. Once he's done, the blonde Hokage collapses onto the ground gasping for air. His arms are dark black with a mix of purple, you can see his bones. Blood starts to cover his arms. His bandages are completely gone. His hands are the same color too, with skin burnt away. Chad stares at Naruto as Ichigo and Isin walk in. Amity completely opened up his wounds. "Not to mention he made them worse," said Isin as he starts working on Naruto's arms. "Dad, look at this, all his wounds are completely healed," said Yuzu in amazement. "Whatever he did, it was pretty good. But he ended up opening his own wounds. And his arms are a lot worse. He has bad 3rd-degree burns, so bad that you can actually see his bones," said Isin as he wraps new medical tape around the blonde's arms. Naruto awakes in a hospital bed cursing about his wounds. Naruto moves his arms but screams in great pain. "This BP pain in my arms. And now I know how Orochimaru felt." "Ahahaha," said Naruto. Naruto slowly stands. His arms wrapped in 5 layers of bandages. Naruto looks across the room at Chad, who is awake looking at the cacadial. Chad looks at him. The Rockudame Hokage smiles. "How are your arms?" asks Chad. "They're fine. My arms were already like this around a month ago. But I've only made them worse by using those healing techniques I used. I used 2 on you and 1 on Tatsuki. They're good but dangerous to the user," said Naruto as he opens the door grunting with pain. Naruto walks out of the room and into Ichigo's room, who is talking with Rukia. "Should you really be walking? Shouldn't you still be in bed?" asks Ichigo. "I'm fine. It's just the Kyuubi's having problems healing my arms. I must stop using dangerous jutsus also as an added bonus," said Naruto as he sits on the bed. "I could have used other jutsus, but they're not as strong as those 2 I used on Chad. Even if they damage my arms. That's why they're forbidden. I'd heal my own arms, but I don't have the right herb," said Naruto. He goes to walk out but stops. "Oh Ichigo, Rukia, I believe a hollow caused that car wreck." "What do you mean?" asks Ichigo. "Easy on Chad's back. There was a footprint that was burnt into his skin," answers Naruto. "So that's what I felt," said Ichigo. "Yes, you sensed evil from that burn," said Naruto as he looks out the window. "But that bird is different. Its soul is not evil at all. But the reason why Chad was injured today, I would have to say the same hollow attacked him and is after his soul." The next morning. Ichigo and Naruto into the kitchen. "Morning Ichigo, morning Naruto, how are you?" "Injuries," said Yuzu. "They're alright," said Naruto sitting down. "So where's your sister Karen?" "She said she wasn't feeling well today," replies Yuzu. Naruto thinks before standing. "Mind if I take a look at her? If I know what's wrong I could help a bit." "Sure. But Dad's already looked her this morning." Yuzu then takes Naruto to her in Karen's bedroom. Naruto places his hand on her forehead. "She has a high temperature and a bad fever. Yuzu, go get me some hot water and a wet cloth." Yuzu nods before running off. Naruto sighs before preforming a couple hand signs. "Mystical palm jutsu," whispers Naruto. Green chakra surrounds his hands before he holds them above Karen. "I have to be careful with my jutsus from now on." When Yuzu returns, Naruto has just finished. The young girl hands Naruto a wet cloth which he places on Karen's forehead. Yuzu then hands him a bucket of hot water which he places beside the bed. She'll be fine for now. But it would be best for her to stay in bed. That's obvious, but I advise getting some good old-fashioned chicken soup down her throat, said Naruto before he leaves. Ichigo, bad news, Chad is gone from his room, shouts Issen. Naruto and Ichigo pale before they run off. Naruto throws on a black long-sleeved ankle-length coat that has the same design as his old one. As they run, Rukia runs over and starts explain something to Ichigo. But Naruto doesn't care, he just draws blood and performs some hand signs. Kuchiyus no Jutsu Kitsune, whispers Naruto before slamming his palm on the ground. In a puff of smoke there stands a black fur. Five-tailed fox with red eyes. Shiranami, white wave. I need you to track down someone, said Naruto before pulling out a piece of a shirt. The fox sniffs it. Naruto jumps onto his back. The fox then runs off, leaving a confused Rukia and Ichigo. Naruto arrives at a construction site minutes later. Meanwhile, Karen's fever is getting worse and worse. Ichigo. Karen starts to get out of bed but collapses. She stands again and heads for the door. I have got to tell him, said Karen. Back with Ichigo and Rukia. He's trying to sense the spirit inside that bird. Not even I can sense such a weak soul at this distance. And that human soul is partially eclipsed by that bird soul. To hone in on it from so far away. White ribbons start to appear around Ichigo as he grabs on. I got you, shouts Ichigo. Wow. He saw it, spirit ribbons. Rays of spirit energy. But only a high-level Shinigami can see those. Can it be that he is developing into a Shinigami that quickly? With Naruto. The blonde jump off the fox as it goes up in smoke. Naruto runs into a building and finds Chad sitting with the bird. I think we ditched it. Listen, mister, you're in danger here, said Yuji. I'm fine. But nothing else. I should be strong enough to handle this. Creaking is suddenly heard as hundreds of steel beams descend upon them. Naruto acts quickly, preforming hand signs. Mokuton. 4-column prison, shouts Naruto. Pillars of wood start shooting out of the ground and form into a cage that has Chad and the bird inside. Naruto opens the cage and Chad runs out. Naruto runs after him, summoning wall after wall of trees behind him. The two run until they find themselves facing Ichigo and Rukia. Ichigo, said Karen. Ichigo looks behind him, leaning on a pole. Karen. What are you doing here? You look really sick, said Ichigo. Karen suddenly collapses. Naruto appears next to her. Naruto helps her up before doing some one-handed signs. Mystical palm jutsu, whispers Naruto before his hands glow green. Naruto then starts to heal her. Ichigo, Rukia. Chad, you three go on ahead. It'll take Karen home, said Naruto. He picks Karen up bridal style and flame shushens away. When Naruto arrives back at the Kurosakis, he places Karen in her bed. Then Naruto. Tell Ichigo I saw that bird's memories. Don't ask me how. Probably because in the closet to his age. His strongest memory flowed into my mind. I saw it all. I saw through his eyes, his mother's murder. It happened right in front of him. You must tell him that if he goes to the other side, she'll be there. Tell Ichigo he has to help that poor boy. Please do it. Tell him that he doesn't need to be alone anymore. The terribly pain he's had. Please tell him. Don't let him be alone. He deserves to rest in peace, said Karen as she shouts the last part. Naruto sighs. It seems this fever is worse than I thought. Cursed, I have to use the jutsu again. Naruto performs some quick hand signs while grunting in pain. Demonic healing jutsu, mutters Naruto. His hands glow purple as he holds them above Karen's chest. Naruto's arms start to burn again. Naruto curses. Back with Ichigo, Chad and Rukia. Damn this Gigai. I can barely keep up. This Gigai is useless. Next time those RMD guys give me a temporary body, I'm going to tell them to make me a stronger one. My legs are too weak and my lungs are beginning to fail on me. You smell good. Wonderful, delicious, said a hollow as it appears next to Rukia. Time to eat your soul. Rukia jumps back and rips out Ichigo's soul just before the hollow eats her. The Shinigami and two humans. What a delicious feast, shouts the hollow. The hollow goes to attack, but Ichigo cuts it along the arm. I've already had the pleasure of eating two Shinigami who tried to help this boy pass on. And they were good eating. So I will devour all three of you, shouts the hollow, only to be kicked in the face by Ichigo. Stupid Shinigami, shouts the hollow. The boy, you mean that human soul that's in that bird? Why do you feel so inclined to chase this boy so relentless? I may be inclined to tell you if you let me have a nibble. You hollow scum. Now feel the wrath of my blade, shouts Ichigo before he swings his Zanpukto. But on the hollow's shoulder appears a mutant frog that shoots strange purple leeches at them. The leeches attach themselves to Ichigo. The hollow then opens its mouth and with its tongue releases a high-pitched sound wave. This causes the leeches to explode, sending his blood everywhere. Ichigo curses as he stands and runs forward swinging his Zanpukto like a madman. The hollow laughs as he attaches more leeches to Ichigo and making them explode. Ichigo curses out loud as he tries to cut the leeches that come at him. "Fool, you can't beat me," starts the hollow only to have his shoulder ripped thanks to Naruto. "Don't talk shit," said Naruto as he launches a ball of water at the hollow. The water ball hits him in the face causing him to fall backwards. "You shall pay for that, human," shouts the hollow only to be punched hard in the face by Chad. Chad starts punching the air trying to hit the hollow. "This is really unfair, 4 against 1, said the hollow with a smirk as 10 spider hollows appear. "Not these fool again," mutters Naruto as he draws his claymore holding it with both hands. Naruto runs forward and starts slicing through them. Pain flows through his arms. Naruto collapses onto the ground screaming in pain. Red chakra starts to bubble around his arms, healing them instantly. Naruto yells as his eyes become blood red with black cat-like slits as pupils. The red chakra bubbles around his body. His teeth turn to fangs. His eyes slant back, his nails lengthen. Naruto crouches on all fours. "You dare insult me, vessel, with these weak fools," shouts Kyuubi as he charges at the spider hollows with incredible speed and cuts them down. The bandages on his arms rip apart revealing his black arms. The chakra starts to heal them. The burns start to leave. His skin heals over. Kyuubi roars as more hollows appear only to be ripped to shreds. The main hollow stares in shock. "What is this?" It's like watching an evil force fighting against his brothers, the hollow smirks, only to be punched in the face by Chad. "Alright, I hit it again." The hollow growl as it takes flight into the air. Ichigo goes to attack, but 5 spider hollows block his path. "What are you doing? He's above you." "Oh hey there, new girl. Are you telling me you can see ghosts?" "No times to explain the now. Just get away before he strikes." Chad grabs a telephone pole. "What are you doing? When he charges you tell me where he is." "Why? If I did tell you, what would you do about it? When you got flies you use a fly swatter." "He's so many ways I can attack. Should I swoop in low like a falcon or dive straight onto his head and tear?" "What?" Suddenly Chad breaks the telephone pole in two. "What the hell? Just help me get a beat on him." "He's dead ahead," shouts Rukia. Chad swings the pole like a baseball bat and clips the hollow in the face. Suddenly hundreds of frog leeches appear and attach themselves to Rukia and Chad. The two fall on the ground struggling to move. "Before I kill you, I'll tell you about that boy. When I was alive I was a serial killer. I was well known to. Turns out when I went to kill that boy's mother, she was my last score. I stabbed her 8 times, but she always tried to protect her son. I ran after her and finished her off at the balcony. But that brat grabbed my shoelaces and made me fall. I fell 20 stories. I was pissed, so I sucked out the boy's soul and stuffed it in that bird. And I told him if he could run from me for 3 months and make sure I couldn't catch him, I would bring his mother back to life. It was the fun of the chase and I killed whoever helped him. Every time he said, 'Please stop, don't hurt them.' I said, 'Mummy's waiting for you to save her.' And that always gets him running again, yelling 'Mummy, Mummy,' said the hollow only to be hit the face by a chakra-enforced punch from Kyuubi. 'Sorry, but my kid is really persistent in me killing you. And he thinks you're scum,' said Kyuubi as he forms a demonic Rasengan in hand and plunges the spiraling ball in the hole in its chest. The ball explodes and shreds. The hollow appears. The hollow screams and screams as a giant gate rises from the ground with a set skull on it. Ichigo gives of a shocked face. "The gates of the underworld," whispers Rukia. The gate opens and sucks the hollow in. Those hollows that have commit crimes when alive are sent to the underworld. A Shinigami washes the sins away that a soul committed as a hollow. "Don't worry, they're only opening for him," said Rukia after noticing the shocked face on Ichigo. The gates start to close. Once they do, the gate shatters into millions of fragments. "Moron," said Kyuubi before his chakra starts to leave. Naruto yells in pain as he collapses. "Hey Kyuubi, you moron, you know that taking over my body by force damages me," said Naruto as he gasps for air. The Kyuubi's chakra continues to heal his arms. "Have I grown so weak during these months? I thought I was stronger than this. It seems I need to up my training." Maybe it's because you still have your seals in effect. Remember, after being released they reseal themselves after a day. And plus the seals have sealed off more than 50% of your strength and speed, dumbass. Form when it was just 30. And your weights aren't in effect either, considering that Isengai took them off," said Kyuubi. "Oh, I see. No wonder I've been feeling lighter," said Naruto as he laughs. Everyone stares at the laughing blonde. An hour later. The 3 boys stare as Rukia holds a hand over the Cicadial's cage. "There's nothing I can do, his chain of fate has been broken and without there is no way to put his soul back into his body." "Oh no," said Yuichi. "Yuichi," said Chad. "Don't be sad, the Soul Society is a wonderful place that's very peaceful. You'll be happy there, you're never hungry and you'll never grow old. In fact, it's a much better place to live than this world." So now you're suddenly an expert in this world, asks Ichigo. What? You're missing the point here. When you pass over you'll finally be reunited with your mother. Maybe we can't bring her back to life, but she is on the other side waiting for you, and this time really true, said Naruto. Ichigo nods. Mr. Sato, thank you for everything you did for me. You carried me everywhere in your arms and kept me safe. And you were even brave enough to protect me from a terrible monster. Hey, don't even mention it. I guess it's time for me to go now. I don't know what to say, but thank you all of you. Uchi, someday when I die and pass over too. Would it be okay with you if I carried you around sometimes again? Asks Chad. Yuichi smiles and nods his head yes. Chad smiles. Ichigo, it's time you prepared the Konso. Ichigo nods to Rukia. He draws his Zanpukto and hits Yuichi on the head with his hilt as the sun sets in the background. Naruto smiles as he walks away. That was exciting, wasn't it, mutters Naruto. But I didn't even get Ichigo's training in. Naruto becomes frustrated and kicks a hole in a wall while curses at the top of his lungs. It's been a week since we've helped that boy in the Cacadial. And life still hasn't been peaceful. But at least I've been able to train Ichigo. He's now on to learning jutsus, which is good. Naruto eats his breakfast as Ichigo kicks Isen in the face. Stop analyzing me, you pervert, shouts Ichigo wearing a white t-shirt and grey pants. It's just because your father isn't. What's wrong with a little parental understanding? Understanding my ass. Eyes, your breakfast is going to get cold, said Yuzu. Naruto sighs as he takes a sip of sake while watching the two fights. Quiet morning, ha, said Karen. Yuzu sighs. Naruto empties his bottle of sake before throwing it at the two. The bottle hits Isen in the head, lucky it's plastic. Who threw that at me, yells Isen. Just be glad it was plastic and not glass, replies Naruto before pulling out a glass bottle. Now just shut up and eat breakfast. I do like a peaceful morning, thank you, adds Naruto taking a sip of sake. Naruto sighs as he continues to eat breakfast. Naruto, I'd like to take a look at your arms later to see if anything new has changed, said Isen after calming down. Naruto sighs. I might as well show you now. Naruto unwraps the bandages and there are his completely healed arms. How can this be? Your arms are completely healed, asks Isen. I said before I heal fast, said Naruto before finishing up. The blonde rewraps the bandages and leaves taking a sip of sake. Is he an alcoholic, asks Karen. I asked him the same question. Apparently it's impossible for him to get drunk or addicted to it. Later at school. Rukia walks into class. Hey everyone, good morning. Morning, said Mizuro. Morning, Rukia. You're looking lovely as always, shouts Kigo. This isn't like you. It's already third period, said Mizuro. Something came up. By the way, Ichigo, can we talk for a moment? Sure, the two walk out of the room. Here, said Rukia once they walk outside. She tosses Ichigo a rectangular container that looks like a duck. With the word soul candy on the side. What's this supposed to be? The Kongai substitute soul pills. Tablets that 4 souls from the flesh. Just swallow one and a substitute soul will enter the body so that the real one roam free. If the time comes that you must face a hollow when I'm not around, you can use them to transform into a Shinigami. It's got soul candy printed on it. Oh, that's only because the Soul Society's Women's League complained. They didn't like the Kongai. They said it wasn't cute enough, so they decided to change it. Alright. So why the hell is it a duck? Asks Naruto as he pops out from behind Ichigo. I didn't even order that one, okay. I ordered Chappie the rabbit. Okay, Rukia. So you wanted one shaped like a rabbit for Ichigo. What's that you say? How dare you mock me, shouts Rukia with a really angry face. Ichigo, I got to go soon, so I suggest you swallow the pill, said Naruto. Ichigo nods and presses the top of the duck with his mouth open. A green pill shoots out of his mouth. Ichigo then pops out of his body in his Shinigami form. His body falls onto the ground. I'm out of my body. Don't be so shocked. Now that a substitute soul resides in your body, no one will be able to tell it's not you, said Rukia as Ichigo's body starts to rise. Hi, good afternoon, nice to meet you, Ichigo Kurosaki. Early to bed, early to rise, that's my motto. Ichigo stares with a paled expression. Early to bed, early to what? It's pretty amazing, isn't it, asks Rukia. When Naruto decides to speak. As Ichigo would say, amazing my ass. Hey, that's my line. But what is that thing over there? How can he be me when I'm me, asks Ichigo. When Rukia's cell rings. Naruto sighs and goes up in flames. Perfect timing, we've got a mission. Why don't we leave him here at school? While we head out. Are you insane? Rukia starts dragging Ichigo away. But they'll know he's a fake. Hey, get to my next class on time or else, shouts Ichigo. The fake Ichigo smiles, laughs and waves. I'll leave everything to me, master. When they're out of sight, the fake Ichigo smirks, take your time. The fake Ichigo starts stretching his legs and arms. He then kicks a steel fence and causes it to collapse inwards. Alright, feeling pretty good. Been too long since I had a body to get around in. Looks like I'm finally free. A man walks around with a bored expression. Hey, aren't you Ichigo Kurosaki, 9th grade group 3? What have you been doing here and what did you do to that fence? The fake Ichigo starts walking towards him with a strange look. Ichigo picks up his pace into a run and jumps over the man. And lands 10 meters away. The fake Ichigo then jumps into the air again and lands on a roof before jumping away. From the shadows, Naruto watches. Something's wrong mentally, thinks the Jinchuriki. Naruto gives chase. When the lunch bell goes. Outside of Ichigo's classroom on the ground stands the fake Ichigo. The fake jumps into the air and lands on the window ledge. Excuse me, this is the 9th grade group 3 rights, asks the soul. Meanwhile with the real Ichigo. The real Ichigo runs forward at a hollow with his Zanpukto drawn. Ichigo chops off its arm before decapitating it. Man, I've got a bad feeling. Back with the soul. Wait a second, how the hell did you get up here, yells Tatsuki. Isn't it obvious I jumped, replies the soul. You saw it with your own eyes, didn't you? Well, pretty rad, ha. Can you believe it? I bet he crawled over from the classroom next door. No, he had to have jumped. Did you see him? Well, no. Alright, their eyes are on me. The soul looks around the room at the girls. The girls in this class are hot. I don't think there's a bad looking one in the bunch. He then looks at Orihime, then at her chest. Super-sized. Ichigo appears on a table next to Orihime, holding her hand and stroking her hair. I don't believe we've met before. Could you please tell me your name, said the fake as she kisses her hand, making her blush. Suddenly Tatsuki grabs him. Ichigo, what do you think you're doing, asks Tatsuki. Ichigo looks at her and smiles. Now that I get a closer look, you're kind of pretty cute yourself, said the soul, making the tomboyish girl blush. Naruto stands from the yard and channels chakra into his legs as a table flies out the window. Naruto jumps up onto the ledge as a table flies at him. Naruto breaks it in half with his fist. What's your problem? It was just one little kiss, shouts the soul as he dodges the tables. Naruto becomes angry as he dodges table. Naruto punches the floor, making the entire school shake. Enough, shouts Naruto at the top of his lungs, as well as putting chakra into his voice box. His voice is so loud that the entire town can hear him. Just then Rukia appears at the door. Stop this at once. The soul grits his teeth and prepares to jump out the window when Ichigo appears. Stop right there, said Ichigo. Never, replies the soul as he tries kicking Ichigo. The soul keeps kicking Ichigo, who ducks and dodges. Suddenly Ichigo is kneed in the gut before he is kicked and sent flying across to the back of the room. Tables are sent flying as he flies across. Everyone stares in shock and confusion. The fake Ichigo then jumps out the window, but Naruto follows while doing hand signs. Haten. Flaming tornado jutsu, yells Naruto. All the students gather to the windows as flames engulf Naruto. The blonde starts spinning as a giant flaming tornado is formed. It hit the ground before disappearing. Naruto sees the fake Ichigo running off. Naruto releases his seals and runs after him. Back with Ichigo and Rukia in the classroom. Is that even possible? No, he can't be one. He must be a mod soul, said Rukia in disbelief. Ichigo then jumps out the window to take back his body. Ichigo shouts Rukia before running out of the room. That was Rukia, wasn't it, asks Mizuro. I don't know, I didn't see a thing, replies Kigo with his hands over his eyes. Who cares about her? Ichigo, you are dead, said Tatsuki with flames around her. Mnemonic, said Chad. Everyone sweat drops. Tatsuki. Orihime. You must have been scared. Poor Haim, don't let it get to you. Just pretend you had a run-in with some stray dogs, said the class lesbian. That's alright, I'm fine. But that wasn't Ichigo anyway. What? Back with Ichigo and Rukia. Aw crap, we lost him. We're at a dead end here. Look, we don't have time for your Shinigami crap, understand me. He is in my body and causing trouble, shouts Ichigo. I mean, you saw it, to the riot he caused in class. I mean, that jerk used my body to take advantage of Orihime and Tatsuki, and then he pissed him. I know, said Rukia. Don't say that. My life is over. Get over it, a kiss is nothing more than a form of greeting, I don't see the problem. I mean, in this book I was just reading, it says there are far worse things that can happen to a girl. Will you shut up? This is a catastrophe. He came on to my classmates. What the hell kind of books are you reading? AHHHH. I put years into crafting my image. Image? So you mean he looks and acts that way on purpose? Forget it. Wait, you called him a mod soul, didn't you? What's that? A while back the Soul Society initiated a new project they called Spearheads. They took souls that had been modified for combat and placed them into the dead after their own souls had parted. They were to be used as soldiers against the Hollows. It was a representable plan. Rukia starts to draw in her sketchbook. All of the souls that were selected to take part in the Spearhead were then altered. Enhancing one in body and aspect of their host was altered. Rukia shows Ichigo two pictures, one of a rabbit with superhuman strength and another with superhuman speed. A superhuman soul, a mod soul built for battle. Do you understand it so far, asks Rukia as she flicks through the pages. Yeah, but your sucky little drawings make it look like it's no big deal, Rukia then beats the shit out of Ichigo. But the Spearhead project was rejected because it would force corpses to fight. In the end, all of the mod or modified souls still in the incubation stages were ordered to be destroyed. However, it seems that some are still out there. So wait a minute, you're telling me that the guy inside my body was created by the Soul Society and now they've decided to have him whipped out for being what they made him? That's exactly what I'm saying. And you're telling me you can honestly accept that? Whether I accept it or not is irrelevant. The mod souls must be destroyed. The Soul Society commanded it, and lest we forget the rules of Soul Society are not arbitrary. They have been put in place for protection of all human souls. Now let's go, you want to get your body back, don't you? The two go off to find the mod soul. But in the shadows, someone that looks like Naruto goes up in smoke. The mod soul curses as Naruto appears next to him. The mod soul starts running faster, but Naruto keeps up. Shit, this guy is fast. He's nearly as fast as me with my seals and pumping chakra into my legs. But I still have my weights on. And it seems my clone is gone. So that's why he's running. Naruto smirks as he looks at the mod soul. You know I can go a lot faster than this. Naruto forms the ram signs and shouts Kai. The blonde Jinchuriki suddenly appears in front of the mod soul and coat hangers him. So you mod souls are created at random and destroyed at random. I sort of know how you feel. But you were created, basically you were born. All those born are born with freedom. I shall not kill you, but you must give Ichigo back his body. The mod soul smirks before he jumps into the streets and starts leaping into the air. Naruto sighs before he starts running after him. I won't give up this body, shouts the mod soul, trying to outrun Naruto, who won't give up. You know, I heard mod souls have all kinds of abilities. I'm so glad that my ability makes me stand out in the crowd, shouts the mod soul. Naruto starts to become ticked off as the soul keep up with his speed. You're fast. But I'm going almost flat out, said Naruto as he starts pumping Kyuubi's chakra into his feet, but I'm still faster. Naruto goes to attack, but the mod soul roundhouse kicks the blonde, sending him flying through an office window. That bastard, mutters Naruto as he leaps out of the office window and tackles the mod soul to the ground. I can't hurt you because you're in Ichigo's body. So you're lucky. If you want, I could give you a body. The soul kicks Naruto off him and lands in a school ground, where three kids replaying their Game Boys. I lost again. What is with you? I created you, shouts the first. Just kill him off. Any way that doesn't obey their master deserves to die, said a second. Yes, said the third. The mod soul becomes angry and attacks. The three boys yell, but Naruto tackles the mod soul to the ground. I've had enough. If you won't come quietly, then I'll have to use force, said Naruto before he starts doing hand signs and ends with a snake. Mokuton. Vine wrap, whispers Naruto. Vines shoot out of the ground and wrap around Ichigo's body. The mod soul struggles to get free but fails. Naruto smirks before he encases Ichigo's body in sand. The vines release him. Naruto then starts moving as he pulls Ichigo's body along with him in the sand. I'm glad Gaara taught me how to control sand, mutters Naruto. Suddenly a hollow appears. Naruto curses his bad luck. The hollow appears and looks like a giant centipede. Naruto curses as the hollow gets him on the shoulder. The sand around the mod soul drops. Naruto curses as he summons a Rasengan. Naruto thrusts the attack forward and misses. When another hollow appears that looks like a snake. The snake hollow wraps itself around Naruto, stopping his movements. Naruto struggles while cursing out loud. The other hollow goes to attack but is kicked in the face by the mod soul. How rude of you. You're disturbing my lunch. And we haven't even been introduced, said the hollow. Naruto breaks free from the other hollow as Ichigo appears and slices off the end of its tail. Ichigo, go help the mod soul. This bastard's mine, said Naruto. Ichigo nods before running over to his body. Naruto forms a Rasengan in each hand and attacks. Naruto shreds the hollow to pieces. Bastard, said Naruto before he runs over to kill the other hollow. Naruto appears just after Ichigo and the mod soul have an argument. The other hollow attacks, sending its tentacle-like arms at them. Naruto shreds them to bits as he sends two more. But Ichigo slices them off himself. The hollow launches itself at Ichigo and his body. Ichigo cuts it on the mask and the mod soul kicks it in the head. The hollow flies off the edge, but the mod soul runs over and kicks it into the air. The hollow then disappears and leaves for Soul Society. Ichigo's body starts to fall, but Ichigo grabs him by the leg. Ichigo pulls his body up and over. Why did you do that, asks Ichigo when he hears the voices of those three kids. Later the two are sitting on the roof. So why did you help those kids? I thought you hated them. If I didn't, they would have been killed. No one has the right to kill anyone. But after I was created, the Soul Society sent out an order. They made an announcement that all mod souls should be destroyed immediately. So the very day after I was born the society gave me a death sentence. I waited, I trembled with fear inside that pill waiting to die. Day after day I watched helplessly as the others were disposed of. Then I got lucky, I got shipped out with a load of goods by mistake, but I always expected I would be found and destroyed. I was alone for what it seemed like years. I had quite a while to think about how things should be, and you know what I feel. I decided that no one has the right to take someone's life away. I exist and I should have the right to live my life as long as I want to. Like humans, I deserve to live that life. That's the reason why I'll never kill any living creature. Well, look who we have here, said a man wearing green clothing and a green and white hat with a cane. So finally we find you, and what have you been up to? You're all beat up and worn out, all that trouble for nothing, said the man before he aims the end of his can at Ichigo's forehead. The man then stabs the end of the cane into his forehead and the pill comes out. Naruto quickly grabs it. I said I would give him a body, and I will, said Naruto before doing some hand signs and drawing blood. Summoning jutsu. Demonic reanimation, shouts Naruto before slamming his palms on the ground. A coffin rises from the ground. The coffin opens and there's the body of Gaara, the 5th Kazekage. The way I use this jutsu is different to that snake bastard. Instead of summoning them with their soul, I just summon the body, said Naruto as he opens up the mouth of his dead friend and puts the soul in. Suddenly the body comes to life. What the? I'm in my own body. That's you're in the dead body of my best friend, said Naruto. The man goes to pop the soul out again, but Ichigo stops him. No way, I won't let you destroy him, the man sighs. Hein keeps him. So the famous Kisuke Urahara actually didn't take back his faulty merchandise. Kisuke sighs before leaving. Why did you give me a body, asks the mod soul. Because you deserve it. But don't go around doing anything perverted in Gaara's body, alright? Or it'll destroy you, answers Naruto while unleashing killer intent, scaring everyone. Come on, I need to find you a place to stay, said Naruto while drinking some sake. We'll see you guys later. The next day. At school, Ichigo walks into class with his head in the clouds. It's tomorrow, isn't it, thinks Ichigo. Hey Ichigo, shouts Orihime. Ichigo looks at her and smiles. Oh hey Orihime, how are you going, replies Ichigo. What's with Ichigo, he hardly acts friendly towards anyone, said a girl with short brown hair. It's strange, it's like he's in a good mood. Ichiro, what's the date today, asks Tatsuki. The day is June 16th. I knew it. Sometimes Ichigo hides his feelings, he's not in a good mood. He's acting nice, but he's really tense. Tatsuki. Orihime, it's nothing to worry about. I know why he's acting like this, and I bet he'll skip school tomorrow altogether. Naruto sighs from his genjutsu. He'd make a good ninja with hiding his feelings. Later that night. The Kurosaki family are having a family meeting about something. Naruto walks into the kitchen and pulls out a bottle of his sake and starts drinking. Chairman, my ass, said Karen. Hey, if you wish to speak you will raise your hand, Chief of Staff, shouts Isen. Wait, Chief of Staff, asks Karen, she likes her new title. Yuzu, you'll be appointed to Secretary of Lunch. Yes sir, replies Yuzu. Karen, you'll pack. Wait, I thought I was Chief of Staff. Did I say Chief of Staff? I meant to Chief of Stuff. Now to bed, that's an order. What's going on, asks Naruto as he drinks his bottle of sake. In Ichigo's room. Naruto, Ichigo and Rukia stands. That meeting you had with your dad sounded fun, said Naruto. So you're taking tomorrow off for a picnic, asks Rukia. Rukia, listen, I was wondering if I could take the day off. You're asking me for a day off. First you act strange all day and second you ask for a day off. Listen, tomorrow it's the anniversary of my mother's death. Actually is not just the day she died, it's when she was killed. During his sleep Ichigo has a dream of his mother's death. It's raining and he's 8 years old walking with his mother. When he spots a lady by the river about to walk in. No, don't go, shouts Ichigo as he runs after her. Ichigo shouts his mother. The scene fast forwards and Ichigo is next to his mother lying on the ground dead. She died because of me. Poor fellow, said Naruto as he heads to bed. Thanks for watching this video. If you really enjoy this video, like, subscribe and comment down below and turn on that bell notification. Don't forget to support and follow the Tankerman for writing that awesome fanfic, and also make sure to comment on this story, link in the description. See you in the next video. Goodbye.